Alright, so welcome back. This is part 2 of our video, and this is the exciting part of the video, I think, because this is where we get to learn how we apply these two types of chords that we've learned to make, how we can apply that towards actually playing a song. Alright? My initial thought was, let's do a classic song everyone knows, like Wonderful World, made famous by Louis Armstrong. But in my mind, that had maybe a few too many chord changes for a kind of a first crack at this. So instead, we're going to go with the classic Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. Alright, so when we're reading this sheet music and we're trying to, know which of these two chords we're supposed to play, you just need to know how to read the chord symbols. Okay? So again, we have major chords and we have minor chords. So when you're looking at these different chord symbols, all you're looking for is the letter. So if it's a C major, we're just looking for the letter C. And then if it's a major chord, there won't be anything after the C. If it's just the letter, they just assume it's a major chord. Okay? Now if it was a C minor chord that they were asking you to play, you'd see the letter C followed by a little lowercase m, representing a C minor. Now other chords that add more notes mean that you might see a number or additional lettering after those symbols. For all intents and purposes, when you're just starting out, you ignore that stuff. It's just going to trip you up. Those added notes certainly add character to a song, but they're not what creates the fundamental sound of the chord. So as long as you're just playing your major and your minor chords, you'll be fine for getting started. Now in our song today, Wrecking Ball, you'll notice that they have 4 basic chords. And we can get a PDF up here of let's just say the first page of the song. And you'll see there's an E minor chord. There's a chord that looks a little bit funny because it's the letter G and then a slash sign and a B. Again, once you see that first letter, G, that just means it's a G major. Anything additional you can just ignore, at least for now, okay? Then we have a D chord, it means it's just a D major. And then we have an A minor. And the first A minor example that you see is got the slash C. Again, just ignore anything after the initial chord that we recognize. So an E minor, a G major, a D major, and an A minor. Those are our 4 chords. Now overhead, let's just look at them, make sure we can all agree how we make these chords. Here's my E minor, starting on my E. Alright, and then my G major would move up to here. My D major could be played here. And my A minor could be played here. But remember at the end of the last video when we were talking about inversions, I mistakenly called them intervals, but we were talking about different inversions. There's a way we can play all these chords without moving my hand all around, so maximizing hand economy. And without you having to go through the mental gymnastics of figuring out those inversions just for this particular song, I'll show you what I think are the most simple ways to play these chords without having to move my right hand around so much. I'll start with the E minor in its basic formation. And then for the G, I'm just going to move my thumb down 1 note. That's an inversion of my G chord. Then my D chord, I'll play in the regular first inversion of a D chord. And then my A minor, I'm going to play like this. Once again, E minor, G, D, A minor. Okay? Now, as long as I know how to play those 4 chords, I can play this entire song. Is that crazy? Now, the way that you play it can vary, okay? Which hand you're using to play the chords can vary, all right? If you're a singer, or maybe you just like to sing by yourself, then you can make the chord with your right hand, and you can use your left hand to simply play the root note. So in other words, if it's an E minor, what's the root note? It's an E. So you find an E somewhere down here in the lower range of your piano, and you play that, just 1 finger, along with your chord, and you get a nice full piano sound like this. Let's change to the G chord for the next chord. Then D. Then A minor. And then you could assume that you would be singing on top of that. I'm not going to sing because I'm not a singer. It would sound terrible if I sang. So if you're not a singer at all, maybe what you want to do is you want to play the chord in your left hand and use your right hand to play the melody. Now the melody is written here on the staff, and if you've never had a music lesson in your life and you've not bothered learning what notes are what on the staff, we're going to put a link to a basic quick tutorial on how to learn the notes in the staff, and you could very easily pick out the melody to this song. It's not hard. But then you would use your right hand to play the melody while the left hand plays the appropriate chords. Here's what that would sound like. Kind of cool? We just did the first part of the verse for that song. All right, and then moving on to the bridge. That's the second page of this piece of sheet music. It's just the C major chord followed by an E minor, a G major, and a C major. And that little cycle just repeats again. Now, because I'm also playing the melody in the right hand, and I'm kind of creeping down a little bit lower on the keyboard, I'm going to play my left hand chords at different intervals, or different inversions than I did for the first page. So just follow along. Here's the bridge. Alright, now towards the end of that second page, we're going to hit the chorus, and we're going to hit the chorus hard. The chorus, it's just the same chords we've been playing. You've got a G major, a D major, an E minor, a C major, a G. Well, you'll follow along as we go. Pretty cool, huh? We made it through the verse, the bridge, most of the chorus. Let your imagination do the rest for the rest of the chorus. It just repeats itself. But here's the thing. If you want to learn this song or any song, what I would recommend is if you want to learn this or any other song, just email me. My email address is nate@napervillemusic.com. Let me know what song you'd like to learn. And what I can do for you is through Naperville Music, I have access to an online digital sheet music retailer who I can browse and try and find like an easy, simple play-by-chord version of the song that you're interested in learning. And perhaps I can advise you on maybe what key signature is best to play it in, just so it's easy for you to learn and play it by beginner chords. So give me a shout out. I'd love to hear from you. You can let me know what you thought about these videos. But as we're doing nothing in our quarantine downtime, let's make some music.